My name is Irvin, and I'm actually going to show you how to make a pie. A pie is super easy to make. There's a reason why it's called Easiest Pie. So I'm going to go ahead and show you that. I was born in St. Louis, Missouri, and the heartland, right there in the Midwest. And I have been cooking for about all my life. I think when I started cooking, I was like 5. I started doing Toll House cookies, just sort of out of the refrigerator and stuff. And then from there, I just started taking some classes. And now I am been cooking for, I don't know, 20 years or so. 25 years? How old am I? 30 years, I guess, since I was 5. I have a bunch of berries because I recently had a dessert party. And on Saturday, we have this big blow-up party. We have them about twice a year, 2 to 3 times a year. I've been doing them for about 10 years now. And they are kind of big. This last one was huge, actually. It was the biggest party we've had so far. We had probably, I don't know, 100 people, I would say, that showed up.
Over the course of the night.
Over the course of a night in our tiny little 1-bedroom apartment. And I baked, I usually bake anywhere between 15 to 20 desserts for the party. I baked about 18 this time, and I had leftover berries. So now I'm going to actually use those leftover berries and make pie. We are very lucky that we have a lemon tree outside. So it's right in our backyard. I can go down there and pick up lemons, and they're organic because nobody fertilizes or pesticides our lemon tree, and no one else in our apartment building actually uses them except for us. So I go out there whenever I need lemons and I grab these lemons. And so I know I'm getting super fresh, super organic, totally local lemon. I took one food class when I was in 7th and 8th grade during the summertime. My parents were very, very adamant that I take summer classes. So I think they just basically wanted me out of the house. So I took one summer class that was a cooking class between 7th and 8th grade, and I don't remember the name of the class, but I remember we made everything from like broiled chicken to cookies to snickerdoodles to pie stuff. I don't remember actually making a pie, but I remember like measuring out and learning how to make pies. So the one thing I do remember making is snickerdoodles. I love snickerdoodles, and that was the first time I've been introduced to snickerdoodles. So this is actually a summer berry pie, or mixed berry pie, or it's sometimes referred to as a jumbleberry pie. I actually like the term jumbleberry pie. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in this butter into this flour. And cutting the butter into the flour is something you just want to like cut the fat into the flour. What I'm using here is all-purpose flour. It's really easy to get. Again, what I was talking about earlier about using approachable ingredients and approachable things that you could just find off the shelf. Little hint, if you want to be more professional and be fancy schmancy, you can use pastry flour. Pastry flour is actually really hard to find. You can't really find it at Safeway or any of the normal grocery stores. You have to find it at a specialty store. One thing you can do though to fake it, basically pastry flour has lower gluten in it. All-purpose flour has, medium types of gluten. Bread flour has the most gluten. So gluten is the stuff that's really stretchy. It's the stuff that actually makes things hold together. So bread flour, you want bread to be like stick and be hearty, while on the other end, cake flour has very little gluten in it, so the cake is really soft and tender. What you can do is cake flour is actually pretty easy to find, so you can actually do a 50-50 split. So if you want to get all fancy schmancy and make your own pastry flour, you can do a 50% cake flour and 50% all-purpose flour. I'm sticking with an all-purpose flour right now, just because it's something I had in the house. Baking desserts is something that's really special. It's something that's really like, you don't have dessert every single night. You have dessert on a special occasion. So for me, baking is something that I absolutely love to do because I love to entertain people and I love to actually have something special. I love to make special things for people. And I want them, baking for me is about doing something really good. Like you're eating something, you're enjoying yourself, you're with company. It's pretty rare that you're eating, a dessert or a pie and you make it for yourself. You're making it for company. Well, actually, I'm making this for myself. So, but that's only because I'm using up leftovers. I'm actually obsessed with baking. I love to bake. It's one of the reasons why I actually do my dessert parties. It's a chance for me to like go crazy and for 4 days straight just bake constantly. So that's actually the real reason why. I don't care if people eat my baked goods. I just want to be able to bake. Now I'm rolling out the dough, and you want to make sure that when you roll the dough out, you roll out from the center to the end, because if you keep on rolling it back and forth like that, you're going to get a really tough dough, and you don't want tough. You want something flaky and delicious. And you can see now the sugars and the lemons and the cornstarch is starting to, it's called macerating, the actual berries themselves. Macerating?
Macerating.
It's called macerating. So, and you can see that the juices are starting to macerate. So basically what's happening is all the juices from the strawberries and the berries are actually sort of flowing out, and it's getting kind of like a little bit more soupy, and that's what the cornstarch is for. This I just sort of beat the egg white itself, and now I'm brushing it on there, and what it's doing is it's going to sort of seal off the pie crust in the bottom, so you're not going to have all the juices flowing into the crust and getting a soggy crust. So I'm pouring the filling into the pie crust. It's not difficult to weave, and as you can see, I'm going to be weaving it now. Flip, weave, and that's the weaving right there. Now, I'm going to put the pie in the oven. I'm going to pull out the pie. It's been done. And here is the pie. And you've got jumbleberry pie.